Tony Stark was adopted by Howard and Maria Stark. Gwen Stacy, who's been dead for 60 years, is now gonna come back to life as Gwenpool. Ben Grimm is not the thing anymore, at least for now, and starts acting like a coward as soon as he loses all his powers and gets help from Puppet Master, which is totally out of character for him. Wolverine stabbed Cyclops all the way through his stomach, but 2 pages later he's totally fine without any sign of bleeding or a hole in his body, while Professor X dies for the millionth time. And Johnny Storm rocking that stupid mustache is really getting out of hand. Yet amidst all this chaos of bad writing and controversial decisions, people only care about one thing, and that's seeing MJ become the new host for Venom. Also, remember when she would refer to Peter as Tiger? Well, she's now doing it for Paul. Honestly, this is the second time a Venom-related news has surprised me this week. The first one was seeing Billie Eilish admit that she has a crush on Venom, and that's one of her fantasies. But you know what's weird? So far we've seen MJ's fake death in a plane crash, we've seen her become a cheater, become a superhero, and recently the freaking host for Venom, all because they want to separate her from Peter and make her a relevant character who stands on her own. Tom Brevoort, an editor who works for Marvel, also seems to be very confident with the way Spider-Man and MJ's relationship is developing, so much so that he encouraged anyone who doesn't like Peter not being with MJ to stop buying Amazing Spider-Man comics altogether. And honestly, it's not that surprising considering the plan was that they should never get married from the beginning. You see, in the 60s and 70s, Spider-Man and Superman were being compared with each other a lot since they were both dealing with keeping their identities secrets and had a hot girlfriend with no superpowers who they were planning on marrying. But the editorial team in Marvel hated that idea since Spider-Man's whole shtick was to be relatable to the younger audience, and showing him get married would age him up. So they forced the writers to keep them apart, and that included making her admit to Peter that she's not the getting married and settling down type of girl. Giving her superpowers way before Jackpot was a thing was also a part of their plan. You know, like the time when they made her a descendant of Red Sonja. Also, part of the reason why they made Peter a player who rizzed up half of the Marvel roster was so that they could give this guy more options and distance him from MJ. Dan Slott, one of Spider-Man's writers who friend-zoned Peter in the earlier issues of his comic, also said this about the editorial team. He said, and I quote, "You could have MJ back in the book as a love interest with them being married, but you're not gonna see the marriage being the core continuity. I'm not saying this to be cruel or belittle anyone's genuine love for the status quo. I'm saying this with complete honesty and frankness." Now this basically confirms the pressure editors put on the writers to not make them a thing. Plus, with the shocking revival of Gwen Stacy, I don't think we'll get to see these two get together anytime soon. But I'm curious to know what you guys think of this. Please let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe to all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.